Texas airspace shut down again for the second time in 2 weeks. This is super sketch related to drones. Let's go ahead and watch this.
News, and we are hearing the Department of Defense mistakenly shot down a drone belonging to Customs and Border Patrol. This happened over El Paso, although it's not clear when. The incident coming to light because members of Congress got a briefing about it all today. The FAA has now issued temporary flight restrictions over parts of Texas about 50 miles southeast of El Paso, prohibiting all flight operations through at least June 24th.
Yep. So once again, the second time in 2 weeks. This happened literally just 2 weeks ago on February 11th. Same part of the country, roughly. Texas-Mexico border. Here's another report on
breaking news out of West Texas. Take a look. Jamie Freed is with Reuters, saying that the U.S. military used a laser to shoot down a Customs and Border Protection drone. It's according to members of Congress speaking about this. The FAA responding by closing airspace near the El Paso, Texas area. It's not clear why the laser was deployed, but it is the second time in 2 weeks that one has been fired in the area. The earlier laser did not hit a target. It was done by the CBP near Fort Bliss, which is about 50 miles northwest of El Paso. It prompted the FAA to shut down air traffic at El Paso Airport and the surrounding area.
For 4 months.
The closure was smaller and commercial flights were not impacted. So clearly there's still some communication and some confusion issues going on in the area. And this is the latest we're hearing tonight. The FAA closing airspace in Fort Hancock, Texas, after the reported use of an anti-drone laser was believed to have accidentally shot down a U.S. government drone. U.S. Representative Rick Larsen and several other top Democrats on the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee said that they were stunned when they were notified of this latest incident. I'm reading a statement in part from them saying, "Our heads are exploding over the news," they said in a joint statement. They also criticized the Trump administration for sidestepping a bipartisan bill that trains drone operators and improves communication among the Pentagon, the FAA, and the Department of Homeland Security.
All right, let's read some of this article that broke the story yesterday. U.S. military shoots down government drone in Texas accident, congressional aides say. Summary. Pentagon deployed laser-based anti-drone system, aides say. System shot down Customs and Border Protection drone near Mexican border, aides say. FAA closed airspace around Fort Hancock, Texas until June 24th. That's 4 months. Yeah. Washington, February 26, Reuters. The U.S. military shot down a government drone with a laser-based anti-drone system, an accident that prompted the FAA to bar flights on Thursday in an area around Fort Hancock, Texas, congressional aides told Reuters. Congressional aides told Reuters the Pentagon used the high-energy laser system to shoot down a Customs and Border Protection drone near the Mexican border in an area that often has incursions from Mexican drones used by drug cartels. The Pentagon, Federal Aviation Administration, and Customs and Border Protection issued a statement saying the military used a counter-unmanned aircraft system to mitigate a seemingly threatening unmanned aerial system operating within military airspace. The statement added that the incident took place far away from populated areas and there were no commercial aircraft in the vicinity. These agencies will continue to work on increased cooperation and communication to prevent such incidents in the future. U.S. Representatives Rick Larsen, Benny Thompson, and Andre Carson, by the way, big UFO guy. He's been for probably 6 years now. Top Democrats on committees overseeing aviation and homeland security issues criticized the lack of coordination on the drone shootdown. Reuters first reported the incident. The lawmakers said they warned months ago that the White House's decision to sidestep a bipartisan proposal to train counter-drone operators and address coordination issues was short-sighted idea. Now we're seeing the result of incompetence, the statement said. The FAA, which cited special security reasons in its notice about the restrictions on the airspace near the Mexican border, said it was expanding prior flight restrictions in the area to include greater radius to ensure safety. So very odd. Let's go to, you know what? Friend of the show. Screw it. Why not? Matt Ford had some interesting commentary on it yesterday. He said, breaking. Fort Hancock airspace was closed weeks before anyone was told. The Pentagon is telling you that the FAA closed airspace over Fort Hancock, Texas, near El Paso tonight after the Pentagon shot down a CBP drone. The airspace was already closed. I pulled the NOTAM notice to airmen numbers. Fort Hancock is FDC 62231. The El Paso drone closure 2 weeks ago, FDC 62233. That's after. Fort Hancock was closed first, around February 10th, 16 days ago. No announcement, no press release. El Paso got lifted after 8 hours because you can't close a commercial airport without people noticing. Fort Hancock, population 1,052, no airport, nobody was looking, so they just left it for 2 weeks. Tonight didn't expose a drone accident. Tonight exposed an operation near El Paso. The Pentagon has been running for weeks under a flight restriction no one was told about. Now it's extended through June, 4 months. You don't close airspace for 4 months because you shot down your own drone. You close it because you are hiding something. CNN said the FAA implemented this tonight. Reuters said they barred flights tonight. The FAA's own statement says it was already in place. What are they hiding? He's got a little graphic here. Let's look at this. I should have done that first. Note to self. Yeah, and I have this too. This is from 2 weeks ago, remember?
CBS News has learned the abrupt grounding of flights.
So yeah, this is 2 weeks ago in Texas. There was also a weird abrupt grounding of flights. Very odd.
CBS News has learned the abrupt grounding of flights to and from the El Paso International Airport was triggered by concern over Mexican cartel drones apparently breaching U.S. airspace. Trump administration officials say the Defense Department took action to disable the drones, and the FAA posted there is no longer a threat to commercial travel.
This should have never happened.
El Paso city officials at a news conference today.
You cannot just shut down a city. There was people coming to El Paso. Our airport was in chaos. Our community was scared, all because someone decided to shut down our airspace. You just cannot do that. And they lifted it real quick.
For several hours overnight, the closure had pilots and air traffic controllers wondering what was happening.
Ground stop 0630 for how long?
10 days.
So the airport's totally closed?
Apparently, we just got informed about 30 minutes to an hour ago.
So for 10 days, you guys are not open?
Well, I mean, we'll be here, but no air traffic.
Okay, thanks for that heads up.
In Dallas, Eddie Janes had the same questions when a flight attendant told him his flight was just canceled.
In shock, wondering why. And she had just heard the news herself, and she was very confused, and same thing.
Members of Congress say they were not given any warning and will be making.
And then remember, there was it's been a while, but there's been so many different stories for this one from 2 weeks ago. I wanted to do a stream on it. I should have done it at the time. But let's see, there was some more coverage of it. This was, I think, the footage from the night of the drones or whatever. And everyone is saying, oh, that's a UFO. I don't know. We're doing it live. And then there was this too. Where was it? There was one more. Here we go.
News, the FAA grounded all flights. Now, sources tell CBS News the FAA grounded all flights due to disagreements between the FAA and the Pentagon over drone-related tests.
So here's Eric, friend of the show. He's really knowledgeable on drone stuff. If I wasn't so pressed for time, I'd probably throw you the StreamYard link. Maybe we'll do another stream about just these two incidents. But he says the FAA doesn't trust the military and CBP shooting stuff out of the sky in these areas. Oh, okay. So his thought is their recklessness is eventually going to shoot down a plane or something like that. Maybe they're trying to put the kibosh on that, or kind of everyone's trying to flex their
El Paso's
muscle, I
mayor
guess.
called the decision to close the airport an unnecessary one that scared and.
Also, yes, I love the people saying like the space. Be sure to like the space. 82 watching, only 20 likes. Sheesh. Somebody else had a funny one. Use your high energy lasers, people, to push that like button. Do it for RPK. Thank
cause chaos in his community.
I want to be very, very clear.
Okay, yeah, and we kind of already saw that. Now, here's something I thought was interesting. I'm going to go full alien mode for a bit. The one we just watched, the old one from 2 weeks ago, happened the day that Pam Bondi testified before Congress about Epstein. This most recent one that they announced happened the day Hillary Clinton testifies about Epstein. Is it connected? Is it related? Maybe. Maybe not. What are the odds of that? Kind of weird, right? Kind of odd. All right, what do we got next?